The subject of today's Dhamma talk is, your body is a place to search for the Dhamma. This is expounded by our Lord Buddha in Anguttara Pali text, Rohitassa Sutta. In this sutta, Lord Buddha explained that a person can find the Four Noble Truths, namely Dukkha Satya, Samudaya Satya, Nirodha Satya, Magga Satya, and one's own body. 1. Dukkha Satya means the noble truth of suffering. Birth is suffering, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, despair are suffering. Decay is suffering. Death is suffering. Separated from loved ones, or living together with unloved ones, or unattainable wishes, etc. All these are gross sufferings. The number 2 is Samudaya Satya. Samudaya Satya means the noble truth of the origin of the suffering. It is the craving which gives rise to fresh rebirth and bound up with lust and greed. It is the sensual craving in Pali Kama Dana, the craving for existence, Bhava Dana, the craving for non-existence or self-annihilation, Vibhava Dana. The belief in the existence of persisting ego entity, soul, or personality existing independently of those physical and mental processes that constitute life, and continuing even after death through eternity belief, Sasata deity, that give rise to Bhavatana. Bhavatana is also Samudaya Satya, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. The craving for non-existence or self-annihilation, Vibhavatana, is caused by Ucheda deity. This Ucheda deity, in believing the dissolution at death, encourages persons to enjoy in akusala or unwholesome deeds. Since it believes that there is no resultant effects of merits or demerits after death, these three, namely Kama-dana, Bhava-dana, and Vibhava-dana, cause suffering and is called Samudaya Satya. The number 3 is Nirodha Satya, the noble truth of extinction of suffering. This is the extinction of Dukkha Satya and Samudaya Satya, which is realization of Nibbana. Every Buddhist aspires for achievement of this goal. The number 4 is Magga Satya. Magga Satya is the noble truth of the path, or the practice leading to the extinction of suffering. It is the noble eightfold path, which leads to the extinction of Dukkha Satya, Samudaya Satya, and realization of Nirodha Satya. Magga Satya, or otherwise known as the Noble Eightfold Path, are 1. Samma deity, right view or right understanding. 2. Samma sankappa, right thought. 3. Samma vaja, right speech. 4. Samma kammanta, right action. 5. Samma ajiva, right livelihood. 6. Samma vayama, right effort. And 7. Samma sati, right mindfulness. And number 8. Samma samadhi, right concentration. These 8 factors or Maganga should be cultivated. Our meditators here, by the practice of Vipassana Bhavana or insight meditation, is also cultivating these 8 Magangas or Noble Eightfold Path. We have many times explained how to identify these Noble Eightfold Path in your practice. For instance, when meditators practice walking meditation, when one takes like left step or any step, knowing correctly that one is taking the step is Sammaditthi Maganga. Noting mind and the step action is Samma Sankappa. And making effort to take every step action is Samma Vayama. And consciousness of every action is Sammasati. And awareness and serial order of noting mind and taking step repeatedly is Samma Samadhi. These are 5 Bhobabhaga Maggas. When meditators take the 8 precepts, Samma Vaja, Samma Kammanta, and Samma Ajiva have been observed already. Thus, when a meditator practices walking meditation, one is cultivating these 8-fold path or 8 Magangas, and one's noting of every step. So also, in one's sitting meditation, noting of rising and falling of the abdomen, also, one is cultivating the 8-fold path from moment to moment. The Buddha practice of such kind of bhavana or meditation in numerous moments is imagine oneself in the noble path of 8 Magangas. By such intensive practice alone, a meditator can achieve extension of dukkha and samudaya satya and realize nirodha satya, which is the realization of nibbana. Therefore, the subject of our Dhamma talk, your body is the place to search for the Dhamma, is finding the 4 noble truths of dukkha satya, samudaya satya, nirodha satya, and magga satya. Searching for Dhamma is the intensive contemplation of one's own mental and physical phenomena and one's own body. And searching for the Dhamma, it is very important to strike the correct method. In Buddha's sadhana or doctrine or dispensation, there are 3 chapters, namely Pariyatti, Patipatti, and Pativeda, meaning the Dhamma, the practice, and the attainment. Without Pariyatti, Patipatti cannot flourish. And without Pariyatti and Patipatti, Pativeda cannot be achieved. Pariyatti is like the embankment and building a pond. Patipatti is like water, and Pativeda is like the lotus flower. If there is no embankment, water cannot be retained. And if there is no water, there cannot be lotus flower. Another example. Pariyatti is the formula of making medicine. Patipatti is the treatment, and Pativeda is the curing. If there is no formula, there can be no treatment. And if there is no treatment, there can be no cure. Therefore, the correct method is the criteria to walk the right path of Pariyatti, Patipatti, and Pativeda. After finding the correct path, the second criteria is perseverance. If there is no perseverance or stamina, success can hardly be achieved. Intensive practice with perseverance on the right path is what is searching for Dhamma. If we analyze so-called a person in the ultimate sense, it is the aggregates of mind and matter, nama and rupa, including the perception or sanya. Finding the Dhamma is what our meditators experience during contemplation or meditation. Therefore, your body is a place to search for the Dhamma means the realization of the Four Noble Truths by intensive contemplation of mental and physical phenomena of one's own body. The source of this talk, your body is the place to search for Dhamma, is Anguttara Pali text. During Buddha's lifetime, while Buddha was residing in Jetavana Monastery in Savatthi, one being from Brahmawa by the name of Rohitasa, he came down to Lord Buddha. He came at midnight, and being a Brahma, he has a body of shining lights. And after paying respect to Lord Buddha, he sat in a suitable place, and he put a question to our Lord Buddha. The Brahma said, "O Lord Buddha, can a person go on foot to the end of the universe where there is no birth, no death, no old age, and no decay?" Lord Buddha replied, "Rohitasa Brahma, the end of the universe where there is no old age, no decay, no death and rebirth means Nibbana. And to travel to Nibbana on foot is impossible and unreachable." Here, Rohitasa Brahma's question was the end of Akasa Loka, and Buddha's answer was the end of Sankhara Loka. But Lord Buddha's answer is not contradictory to the question, since the end of Sankhara Loka can also be taken as the end of the Akasa Loka. Then Rohitasa Brahma replied to Lord Buddha, "Lord Buddha, your venerable answer is very surprising, and it is very extraordinary. It is very truthful answer that the end of the universe, meaning Nibbana, is unreachable by traveling on foot." He continued, "May I relate an old episode? Once upon a time, I was the son of a hunter by the same name of Rohitasa, who became a recluse after forsaking the family life. I was leading the life of a hermit in the heart of the forest, and I gained the jhanic powers, and I was endowed with supernatural powers, and I could travel instantly by supernatural powers." He said, "I had a very strong desire to travel to the end of the universe. So with the obsession of traveling to the end of the universe, and endowed with the supernatural powers and my swiftness, I proceeded my journey to the end of the world. Leaving aside the time for food and toilets, I traveled for 100 years with all the powers and swiftness at my command. But without reaching the end of the Akasa Loka, I died at the edge of one universe. After that journey and death, without realizing my aim, I was born into the Brahma world, and I am now known as Rohitasa Brahma." When he was born into the Brahma world, he remembered his past, and he came to Lord Buddha and questioned, "Lord Buddha, if it is possible to travel to the end of Akasa Loka, where there is no old age, no decay, no death, and no rebirth, etc., to verify his own experience." So Lord Buddha's answer that the end of the Sankhara Loka, where there is no old age, no decay, no death, and no rebirth, cannot be reached on foot, confirmed his experience. Buddha added, that unless Nibbana is realized, there is no place where there is no old age, no decay, no death, and no rebirth. So there is bound to be sufferings. Rohitasa Brahma was told that the end of all suffering means realization of Nibbana. And the correct way to realize is to search for the Dhamma from one's own body. And this body alone, this Dukkha Satya, Samudaya Satya, Nirodha Satya, and Magga Satya can be found. Dukkha Satya, in brief, is this 5 groups of khanda, or 5 aggregates of clinging. What our meditators here practice is to realize Dukkha Satya. Like noting of the left step, right step is Dukkha Satya. Rising and falling of the abdomen is Dukkha Satya. Seeing and hearing is also Dukkha Satya. Before the meditation practice, a meditator does not know these as Dukkha Satya, but regarded as sensual pleasures misled by tanha or craving. So also eating, seeing, hearing, etc. are regarded as pleasures by ordinary persons before the practice of vipassana bhavana or insight meditation. Not only seeing and hearing, but all sensations from 5 physical sense organs are regarded as good and pleasurable, and they become attached to these sensations. The attachment is Samudaya Satya, which is craving or tanha. To lead to the extension of Dukkha Satya and Samudaya Satya, a meditator has to cultivate Magga Satya, or this noble eightfold path. The practice of vipassana bhavana or insight meditation is cultivating Magga Satya. Every noting by a meditator is cultivating Magga Satya. By persistent noting of all mental and physical phenomena, a meditator gradually progresses in cultivating Magga Satya and finally reach a stage where all physical and mental phenomena ceases. This is called realization of Nibbana. Such realization is achieved by contemplation of mental and physical phenomena of one's own body, and hence Lord Buddha had expounded, your body is the place to search for the Dhamma, the main topic of today's Dhamma talk. Dukkha Satya and Samudaya Satya can be found in the body, but Magga Satya has to be cultivated. Cultivating the cause by contemplating our mental and physical phenomena, the result is cessation and realization of Nibbana, which we call Nirodha Satya. As the subject of this talk, your body is the place to search for the Dhamma. If a meditator wants to know the 4 noble truths of Dukkha Satya, Samudaya Satya, Nirodha Satya, and Magga Satya, one has to contemplate on this rupa and nama of one's own body. By contemplating the mental and physical phenomena of one's own body, finally one can realize cessation of suffering, which we call Nibbana. So to conclude the talk, may all our meditators, as expounded by our Lord Buddha in this Dhamma of, your body is the place to search for the Dhamma, be able to contemplate on one's own body and realize the 4 noble truths and the cessation of all suffering in the shortest possible time.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Hidame punya,
Hidame punya,
Nibbanasa,
Nibbanasa,
Pacayo,
Hodu,
Hidame punya,
Hidame punya,
Yatinang Hodu,
Yatina Hodu,
Sukita hondu nyatayo.
Sukita hondu nyatayo.
Imano.
Punya baga.
Sabha satana. Dima.
Sadhu.
We all be happy.